Hey guys, this is Chris with Tactical Energy, and I'm just doing a very quick video here on the latest Quasimorph patch release, which happened yesterday night. It turns out the changes, as expected, there's just a couple of minor things, but there is one particularly important thing that I want to talk about. So let's just go quickly through the latest changes. Let's read them, and I'll provide my comment as I have a couple of things to note here. So for the content, we have added a track for the first and second phases of Quasimorphosis for the Moon's bramfatura. So again, more music for the Moon gameplay. Sadly, since you know the situation with the copyright, I don't want to create any problems for everyone, so including for myself. So I don't play the music in my streams. Other people may do it. It's up to them. Yeah, cool. The music is awesome. I wish I could play it. I can't. This is it. For general changes, and this is where I want to lead into. New Year's items have been removed from the generations list. This is very good because I was really getting sick of seeing all the Christmas elf hats that you can't break apart. You can't do anything with them. They're just there, and they were kind of getting a little bit too much. So good thing that they removed that. Kudos. Error handling has been added for system errors in the event of an abnormal situation. An error code message will be displayed. For example, when the game fails to save due to insufficient disk space. Non-working saves will be marked in the interface. This is good. Yeah, good. Every bug and error handling that is added, I'm happy for it. I haven't been dealing with many bugs in this game, which is amazing for me, but apparently there still are bugs, which is normal for early access, and it's fine. It's very good that the developer keeps rolling out patches and fixes. Turrets are removed from the list of attackers in defense missions. So I think this is about the turrets being counted as enemies. I haven't really noticed this, so if I didn't notice it, didn't really bother me, but it's good that it's fixed. Again, any problem fixed, it's a step forward. Now, this is where I wanted to get to. Interaction with the elevator and ladder no longer consumes a turn. This, if you have been following my streams, this is why I died once on the moon, when a wheelchair guy came after me, and I was doing some, as always, as you know, that I do a bunch of calculations in my head, doing the math on how many actions do I have, how many turns does the enemy have to get to me and all that. And I did the math, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna go and use the elevator to get out of this level. And it turns out that you were using one action to interact with the elevator. And there's another action that is the actual movement towards the elevator. So you're actually using two actions just to go through the elevator. And at that point in time, I wasn't really aware of this, or it just slipped my mind, and I got killed by the wheelchair guy that just acted before I managed to get out of the level and killed me, which was a very stupid death because it could have been easily avoided, and it was a mistake because of the calculation. But this is not, the developers didn't do this to fix my problems. The developers did this because of another reason, and that's very good that they did this, because since they removed the ability to interact with doors while you are in a running mode, and this was in patch 5.1, now you cannot interact with the elevator while you are in running mode, which means that back then you could interact with the elevator with 3 action points. So if you have 3 action points, it literally takes you 2 action points to go to the elevator, right? 1 action point to interact with the elevator, and then 1 action point to actually move to the elevator. So if you think about it, the only way you can interact with the elevator and move to another level before was to be in the running stance. And when you reach the other level, you had 1 action before the enemy can act. However, after the patch that removed that, the only way to go to an elevator was to pass a turn. So you would start with a full action bar. You would interact with the elevator to move to, let's say, from level 2 to level 3, and then when you reach level 3, immediately as you were getting out of the elevator, you were passing a turn. So if there were enemies around you, those enemies would just attack you before you could do anything. Now, that wasn't really a case most of the times, but I did have moments. It never occurred to me to get damage immediately after I got through the elevator, but it did occur to me many times to hear the enemy, to hear the steps and see the movement of the enemies immediately as I was coming through the elevator in the next room. Because sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes you would see enemies in the same room with the elevator, and they would act before you could get a chance to do anything. So you can imagine how that is a problem, because there may be a situation where you have an enemy. It's rare, it didn't happen to me, but I imagine that could happen, that there's an enemy immediately next to the door, and you move into the level from the previous level, and then they just attack you and you're dead without having any chance to do anything. So the fact that now you don't consume actions to interact with the elevator, it means that you can move to the next level and still be on your turn. You will not pass the turn to the enemy automatically, which is amazing. It is very good, and I'm happy that they did this. Very nice catch on the side of the developers. Now, for the UI and UX, now this is not a big deal, but let's read through these changes. Opening the pause screen and thus sending a report is now available regardless of whether the player turn is active. I guess this was an issue with the accessibility of the report panel. Again, I haven't noticed it. When opening the pause screen, escape, the camera will now center on the player. Okay, I don't know if anyone requested this, but sure. When evacuating from a defense mission, a message about returning to the ship will now be displayed instead of the elevator. I don't understand. Probably the meaning of this sentence has gotten lost in the translation. I don't really understand this change, but okay, I guess if you do understand it, let me know in the comments below. Crafting item or level up notification will now be displayed sequentially if there are multiple notifications. That's good. That's good. Also, I'm looking forward for the day when we will have an actual action log and event log, so we can see exactly every single thing that happened in the game, including damage numbers and all that in sequence. Damage resistance icon colors are inverted. When there is no damage resistance, the icon color will be red, and if there is, it will be green. So I guess this is about color coding of the resistance icons in the interface. Fixes. Fix black save previews. This happened to me. I thought it was because the functionality to have multiple game saves was just introduced. Apparently it was a bug. It's a good thing that they solved it. Fixed a bug where shotguns knock the victim through a closed door. I wasn't aware of this. Interesting. So you could do that. Pretty cool. I wonder if you could do it through a locked door. So you just push enemies through locked doors. But I mean, I guess it has no real exploit functionality. It's just funny. Fixed a bug where the player would teleport upon entering a previously visited level if they enter the level in a different way the last time, through a ladder. Now, apparently, I wasn't aware of the fact that there are ladders in the game. I just knew that there were elevators, and that's the only way to connect through other levels. But apparently there are actual ladders in the game. Interesting. Well, I look forward to actually see a ladder. Fixed a bug where attackers in defense missions did not capture the station when they completed without the player's involvement. I guess this is a bug with the auto battle simulation mechanic or whatever they have in the background, which decides the factions that are capturing stations and all the faction evolution mechanics. Fixed a bug where bullets in a weapon would disappear if the weapon reload occurred during the mission exit. Again, a very niche bug to solve. I'm not sure if I should be excited or a little bit opposed to this. As a software developer myself, I'm not gonna be. I'm trying not to be arrogant here, but this looks to me like being a pretty much useless bug to solve. It's a very minor problem. This is the kind of stuff that you drop to the very bottom of your backlog and pretty much never solve because you have better things to solve all the time, and this is kind of pointless. But maybe this is a good sign. If they are fixing bugs like this that are so small and so insignificant, then it means that the game doesn't really have any more complicated bugs, which is a good thing. And I think this is the case because honestly, I haven't been seeing many bugs with the game. So probably it is the case that they just got to the very meaningless bugs at the very end of the backlog, and that's why they're fixing it. So if that's the case, kudos for the developers. Fix a bug where Priya Marlon's talent did not work after loading the game in a raid. I don't know what was the talent for this character. I think I have her unlocked, but I don't know what it was. Fixed a bug where grenades on the floor were invisible after loading the game. This is a bug that's pretty much, from my perspective, it should be at the very bottom of the backlog, and I don't think anyone will care even if this is even solved. I would much rather see a fix here for the Quasimorphs that you see them spawn, you see the sound, you see the effect, you know they're there, but you can't see them, they are invisible. So I would say that's a much more consequential bug to fix rather than this, which doesn't really matter, nobody cares. So yeah, good. Any little bug that's fixed, it's a step forward, but yeah. It's just me being very asshole-ish right now. Fix the display bug on timers. In some time ranges, the time was displayed incorrectly. Cool, nice. Fix the accuracy display bug for weapons on the ship arsenal screen. I have no idea what this is. Fix the accuracy display bug for weapons on the ship arsenal screen. So I'm guessing if you are in the ship screen and you're looking at your inventory and you look at a weapon and you check its accuracy, the accuracy doesn't display right, and it makes sense because usually weapons display accuracy based on the character that's equipping them. But on the ship, you can interact with the item in your inventory via the ship inventory without going through an actual character, which means that the game is missing a part of the values that go into the calculation, the final calculation of the accuracy. So I imagine that would be cause for a bug, but this has been inconsequential for me. I haven't really had an issue with this, and I haven't even noticed it. Fixed impassability issues with some room presets. Now this is good. I presume, I'm not sure, but I presume this is related to those railings, because a lot of the new rooms that have been introduced with patch 0.5.1, especially the ones that had railings, the red metal railings, you couldn't properly navigate diagonally. Even though you would move from an empty cell to an empty cell, there was always this problem that if there was a railing diagonally, you would have to just go in an L shape around it instead of diagonally. So this could have been a very nice way for you to get trapped in a small area where you presumed you could do a move but you couldn't, and you got swarmed by enemies. And I think I have a mission where I didn't die because of this, but because of this mobility issue, I kind of messed up my calculations and I ended up getting hurt. And after getting hurt, I got infected. And after I got infected, I couldn't heal myself, and I died in like 10 turns later because I was in a bad shape and had no antibiotics. So I think it's in one of my streams. I think probably even the first stream I did after the release of 5.1. Anyway, so yeah, good luck during your raids. It's interesting that the developer calls the mission raid. That's interesting. Regards, Magnum Scriptum team. Okay, thank you to the developers for doing this very early patch in middle of January. That's pretty awesome. It means that they've been hard at work immediately after the holidays. I like how the development is flowing with this game. I like the fast pace moving forward, and I'm pretty sure that they will be on time with the release of the major Q1 2024 patch, including much more changes according to their roadmap soon. So if you have been, thanks for watching. Drop a comment in below if you have anything to say about this update, especially with the elevator thing. I'm hoping I was the only one that died due to the elevator costing thing, but I imagine maybe some other people have had the similar fate, and it's quite painful when you die because of a silly thing after facing so many dangers and so much atrocity and so much adversity and so many enemies, and then you die to a stupid thing like oh, I didn't know that I'm passing a turn when I interact with the elevator. Yeah, that has been it. Thanks, and catch you on my streams and on the next video, which is very soon. I promise, very soon. New video, tips and tricks. See ya. Have fun.